Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Omori. We're finishing the dungeon this time, so huzzah for that. So we have a new enemy type, the horse butt, horse head, and the guy with the axe. They rolled a nat 1.
Is this supposed to be like one of those like costumes where they're all dressed up as the horse at the same time?
Yeah. They just really suck at it.
They're trying to be a cavalry knight. Oh, I see.
How like in the fantasy world do the enemies like stay mostly cutesy like this throughout?
Depends on what location you're in. This is the Sprout Mole area, so they're mostly Sprout Moles.
Okay.
Huh. Got 266 clams, a cheese wheel, and tofu. Okay. Oh no.
Something's there.
How many dungeons are in the game if you're playing for the good ending, quote unquote?
3 or 4.
3 or 4? Oh, really? Okay. That's actually less than I expected. I suppose if you're playing the real world sections do take up a
lot of
chunk.
time, yeah.
Yeah. And it's always the same 4 characters, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you don't get any extra party members.
Okay. I do appreciate that you continue to see their personalities as the game continues.
Aim, you can do that?
That is something that many RPGs have a problem with, is that they will once someone joins your party, their perspective basically just gets lost.
They had their character development. It's time to get into the ranks.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is not really fun in terms of, like, it's frustrating because then you effectively, the character might as well not be there anymore. They're just kind of stats, which is a little lame.
Okay, so, wait, what are we doing?
We gave him some tofu so we can get one of the passwords.
Okay, the password is sweet. This is one of those situations where you need to acquire the passwords. You don't just get to guess them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't show up on the options until you actually get all the 4 passwords.
Whew. I understand why games do that, but it always bugs me just a little.
Yeah, they don't want you brute forcing it.
If they don't want you brute forcing it, what they should do is randomize it per playthrough instead of, just making it a fetch quest in disguise.
I mean, you could still brute force it, so...
I always appreciate the games where you can guess it early, and then they're like, how the hell did you figure that out? There's a number of games that do that, and it's just like, you knew that beforehand, didn't you?
Well, like, the thing that's coming to my mind right now is actually one of the floors in Shinra Tower in Final Fantasy VII. This is not in the remake, by the way. Where you're supposed to guess the password for the mayor so that he can, get his petty revenge on President Shinra by helping you out. And there's the password itself is randomized per playthrough, so you have to go through this whole situation where you run around the library floor checking the shelves for clues. You can just guess. You don't have to get the password right the first time. I think you get a better reward if you manage to do it properly, though.
So you can brute force your way through it, but they just don't reward you for it. Okay.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, I think that's also a pretty decent way to do it as well.
The thing about Shinra Tower in the original Final Fantasy VII is that half the floors were full of optional challenges that you could do to get extra materia. So, you could spend a lot of time there, or you could just bum rush the story if you wanted. Sorry, I'm not supposed to tell anyone the secret password. You really, 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 really need it? Huh, I guess I have no choice then, but you have to promise not to tell anyone else. Okay.
Sure, why not?
So the sprout moles are kind of stupid. I'm just
Yes, they're very stupid.
putting that out there. I like the Alice in Wonderland Queen of Hearts vibe this whole place has going, now that I'm looking at it. Come to think of it, now that the sprout moles are kind of putting me in the mind of the card soldiers from the Alice in Wonderland movie.
The Disney one?
Yes.
The old Disney one, right?
Yes.
I think the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movie is like one of my least favorite movie theater experiences I ever had when I'm thinking about it.
Just because of the movie, or
I hated that movie. I thought it was pretentious as fuck. I mean, granted, it came out like what, 2010. I watched it then and then had never seen it ever again. So,
it seems like if you've reached a point in an Alice in Wonderland movie where you can even think it might be a little pretentious, you've kind of failed at the point of Alice in Wonderland. You know, it's kind of just a nonsense book. A very, very fun nonsense book. It's not supposed to have any kind of specific meaning. Through the Looking Glass might get a little darker, but I don't think it has any specific meaning either. It's just fantasy dream world.
I have never actually read the books. It's funny. It's been so long, I don't really remember why the movie left such a bad taste in my mouth. I don't really remember any details. I just remember that I hated it. And I kind of wish that I do remember more about why I didn't like it.
It's funny, though, because, you know, I would think Tim Burton plus Alice in Wonderland would be a really good combination.
You would think that, yeah.
Yeah, because there's some like really strange imagery in the book that never made it into the movie. The cartoon Disney movie, rather.
What sections are you thinking of specifically?
Just creatures and stuff, you know?
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And you know, there have been Alice in Wonderland things that take a more Tim Burton-y direction that are pretty fun. Like, I'm thinking video games. There's an Alice...
There's multiple Alice video games.
Yeah.
I forget which one is like, one of them's like fairly big. It's like a horror movie kind of take on it.
Return to Madness or something like that. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. That sounds about right.
I've heard good things. I could play it whenever I wanted because it's actually on Game Pass, but I haven't gotten around to it.
secret tunnel.
Ooh.
What the?
Be careful if you open the door. If you open the cages here, you have to fight all the bears in a row. Are you
Are they
absolutely
strong
sure?
for this point in the game?
Yeah, they're pretty strong.
Rare bear.
Oh shit.
Wait,
We headbutted a bear and it killed Aubrey.
it killed Aubrey?
Yeah.
She
Sorry, turned her into toast.
What? Does it damage you when you hit it?
No, it just attacked it.
Oh. So, has Sweetheart been collecting rare bears? Is that what's going on here?
We're not sure why they're here. They just are.
It seems like they're down here because she saw that they had rare in their names and decided they were worth keeping and hoarding and collecting.
Probably.
No wonder they're angry. Jesus.
Wait, is this why we never got a new Banjo game? All the rare bears are down here.
We killed all the bears. I mean, maybe.
Damn it, sweetheart. Stuck in the Microsoft dungeon. Poor Crash is down here too. You're gonna get spinning Bandicoot next. Just you wait.
Well, I mean, Crash has already kind of gone through that phase, you know?
Yeah, except he had a popular, successful, and well-liked revitalization, which obviously means they're never going to touch the franchise ever again. Because the fuck the world, I guess. But you have to fight all of them. You can't run away from any of them.
They beeline right for you, and they trap you in the corner. So yeah, you basically have to fight them.
Okay.
You can run away and get yourself a few seconds to go into the menu to heal up if you want, but that's about all you can do.
It's very polite of them to come at you one at a time, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, the Kung Fu movies are actually JRPGs. So when you run into the random encounters, they fight you one at a time. Little known fun fact.
Now, to be fair, there is a realistic problem in group fighting where if you try to come at a single opponent all at once, you're liable to get in each other's way. Which is why formation fighting is a thing. But formation fighting requires like weapons and stuff.
Yeah. I think that's also a D&D thing, is if you're too close to one of your other player characters, it makes certain roles harder, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played.
I don't know if I've read any of that in like official 5th edition rules, so it might have been.
It might have been an older thing.
Yeah, but like it's pretty hard to get too close to an enemy to an ally in a fundamentally grid-based combat system.
That's why we need hexagons, man.
The semi-related cool thing you can do in 5th edition is the Battlemaster specialization in the warrior class, where you can do sort of formation-based tactics using your superiority die. Attack an enemy with a distracting strike that gives one of your nearby party members a bonus to their next attack or something.
Formation fighting also seems like it's not really the kind of thing that would happen like in your typical RPG setting where you're not all trained fighters, you're like all self-trained, misfits, all fighting for a unique goal. Because like when I think of formation fighting, I think of like old, like medieval or Roman fighting, where they've all got their shields and whatnot. It's like, man, we've got these shields and these spears pointing forward. No one will ever get us. But what if they come at us from the side, sir? What? How would that ever work? You're crazy.
It's funny you mentioned the Romans and shields, because like the only game in the Elder Scrolls series, which I remind you is about a Roman-styled empire, the only game in the Elder Scrolls series to have spears is Morrowind.
Spears are under-respected in video games, I want to point out. Like, spears are not only badass, in my opinion, but they are the weapon that most common soldiers would use to fight. Mostly because they're a lot easier to learn how to use than a sword. Same reason why crossbows took off in popularity, because you could either train for your whole life to be a decent archer, or you could train for 2 weeks to be a decent crossbow user. It's like, which one do you think is more effective? Yeah. So more respect for spears, man.
The advantage to a longbow versus a crossbow is actually just quicker reloading, but that was I think the big thing is that in terms of like effectiveness, I think like the only thing a crossbow does more effectively than a longbow is generally it's better at armor piercing, I think, because it goes faster right away, but then has a much shorter range. So it's like more good for like punching through stuff. Yeah.
But in basically every other context, the longbow's better. It's got more range, it's quicker to reload, fires longer. that's the same thing as more range.
You can arc a bunch of arrows over a wall all at once to
Yeah.
just shower oncoming armies. Yeah.
It's more just a matter of, in most army tactics, it's a matter of numbers. The person with more fighters wins. So if you can train more bad archers faster than fewer good archers, you probably will win the war overall.
Yeah. I think the logic in the Elder Scrolls for why spears aren't as popular outside of certain regions is actually wizards. Like,
That is fair. Like, you can't really get close enough to a wizard to poke him with the spear. And I think you probably would be more likely to kill in one strike with a sword if you got close enough.
I think the logic is more that just like the nature of warfare is different because of the inclusion of destruction magic.
That is also true.
You know, if the formations that are viable in military engagements are just different when you have magic in the equation.
Yeah, like it's also a thing about D&D as well. When you think about it, like most wars, like most fantasy war scenes you think of, like in the Lord of the Rings or whatever. If you have like D&D style wizards who can literally rain comets from the sky, like you probably wouldn't fight like the way we would on Earth.
Yeah.
You probably would be honestly closer to modern tactics where it's like small squad teams, and then it's mostly like the threat of, instead of nukes, it's wizards. Wizards are nukes.
There's also giant dwarven robots in the Elder Scrolls case, but you know.
Wait, what? There's robots? Hold on. Back it up.
The dwarves disappeared ages ago. I do not know why, but I am on a quest to find out why in Morrowind, so I might have an answer in a few weeks. But you know, they make sort of steampunk technology. That was their thing. So their dungeons are full of like guard robots. And like in the lore, Tiber Septim, when he was conquering Tamriel, used a giant fucking dwarven robot to do it. So, yeah.
Man, if I was thinking about, because I still haven't played any Elder Scrolls games, like frickin' Voltron mechs made by dwarves was not something I would suspect.
It makes more sense in context, I'm gonna say.
I'm sure it does. Yeah, are dwarves back by the time you do like Skyrim and stuff? Or
they're still gone.
Okay.
You find their ruins all over the place, but dwarves are not a race that you can play.
Here comes the bride, all dressed in white. That doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, Sweetheart's true love is herself.
Oh man, I thought I was kidding. Oh.
Wait, she's actually marrying herself?
Yes.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. Listen, a girl knows what she likes, all right? So you got to respect that.
Oh, no.
Aubrey, why didn't you just shut up?
I'm of two minds concerning this situation. Part of me feels like it's just none of Aubrey's business, but another one is like, yeah, this does seem a bit unhealthy.
I mean, I think when you were constructing a giant castle with your own face painted on the walls, floors, and bathrooms, unhealthy was passed a couple years ago, and we're into completely different territories. But,
Yeah, someone should tell him that she's stealing Dr. Eggman's style. I mean, I'm sure that would get her to rethink her life. No one wants to steal Dr. Eggman's style.
Yeah, I don't know how she could pull off a mustache. Like, I don't think it matches the pigtails.
Why is there a spotlight on us?
Because it's a reality TV show.
Wait, what?
And Sweetheart's Quest for Hearts is a reality TV show in this world.
Wait, so the directors and the cameramen are sticking with the bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Boss time?
Yep, boss time. No one's jealous of you.
I don't know what the word gregarious means.
It just occurred to me that Sweetheart here is based on that one store owner, isn't she?
Yep.
Huh.
Oh, there was a character who looked like her in the real world.
Yep. Is that a heart flail?
Yes.
Oh, and she's permanently doing the anime girl laugh.
Yeah. Her gimmick is that she is going to get happy and happier and happier, so her accuracy will keep going down, but when she hits, she hurts.
So, what's the counter then?
Counter is basically sad and stab, mostly. And then Aubrey's headbutt.
Sad and stab. The Omori version of sword and board.
Is it worth
Yeah.
it to change her status away from happy so that she doesn't do damage when she actually hits? Or is it better to just like try to aim and be lucky and like let her get super happy instead?
You cannot change her emotional state after she gets happy, so I use this time to make her angry and mock her, which lowers her stats, so when she does hit, she doesn't hit as hard.
Okay.
Oh, so her buff cycles slow down, essentially.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Do this at the start of the fight, so that way you can just let her get happy and happier, so it doesn't matter as much.
When she's changing her emotions, is she attacking you, or does it happen as she's hitting you?
Sweetheart became happy.
Oh yeah, it says she can no longer become sad or angry.
Whack. See that she actually hit me there, but it only did 18 because I mocked her when she was angry to begin with.
It is kind of funny how the theme of this character seems to be an unhealthy twist on positive energy. Like, instead of getting down in the dumps that she broke up with Space ex-boyfriend, she's basically just sort of deluding herself into being really self-obsessed.
Yeah, it's toxic positivity. Like, it's instead of like processing your emotions healthily, you're pretending that everything's fine and you're great. And it's fine, it's great, you're happy, and you don't need anybody else because you're the best, you know.
Yeah.
Which is interesting in that it's often I think it's meant to be a reflection of the coping mechanism you see Sunny using, where that is just like completely, it is sort of a coming in on yourself, but in a opposite outward facing way. I don't know how much that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense, and you're right. You're kind of just losing yourself in your own reality at that point. It's just,
Yeah.
In Sweetheart's version of that, she's projecting her own reality outward.
Instead of creating a new one inside, like
Yeah, and like if there's ever a problem in her life, the blame goes to someone other than her.
Yeah, pretty much, because I can't do anything wrong because I'm the best. Oh, and she makes you more angry as the fight goes on. It looks
Yes.
like. And anger makes your
attack go up, but your defense go down.
attack goes up, or your
Oh.
okay. Oh, so that's not a good combination when her attack is also going up.
It's unless her attack goes up, her crit rate goes up.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
so you'll just I'm assuming she could get close to one-shotting people.
Yeah, especially if you haven't been fighting anything.
Oh, she went manic. That's an emotion that only Omori can do in terms of your party.
Yeah.
The enraged picture for Omori doesn't really look enraged. It more looks like he has to go to the bathroom. I do like the battle music, though.
The battle music's very good, yeah.
Does every boss have its own boss theme?
Yep.
I like how sweet and innocent Dream Aubrey is in comparison to her very cynical real-life counterpart. Like, even when she's angry in the dream world, she's like tears in her eyes angry rather than what she would actually be in the real world. Also, can I just stop to appreciate how fucking bored Omori looks during the release energy scene? He's just like, we're doing this again? We're doing this again? Okay, we're doing this again.
Anime pose, yeah.
Aubrey learned beatdown. Huzzah.
Do you level up to a higher level if you follow the dream world route?
I think the max is still 50, if I'm remembering correctly, but I can't remember.
I mean, like, do you have an opportunity to gain more levels, I guess?
Yeah, you do, because you fight more.
Yeah, and in the real world, you're only ever level 1.